Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Play Legend of Zelda. This is part 3, and in this part we are going to, well, take care of level 2. And no, I'm not going to do only half of level 2 and leave the rest of it for later. No. We're going to finish level 2 today. Sure. Take care of these ropes here. Didn't really need the stopwatch, but I'm also going to be key collecting quite a bit. I've actually looked ahead at the second quest, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do it. Some levels I'm going to definitely do out of order. And I've actually kind of looked at it and tried to do the math a little bit regarding the number of keys for each level and how many keys I can get. Well, extra keys I can get, and might be a little interesting. We'll see. Now we're up to 6 keys, which is pretty nice. You really don't need that many keys at once in this game, I find. Well, maybe except for level 9, but there's a way around that. I mean, not every door in level 9's locked, really. The magic key is just kind of a convenience thing, really. Also, in the second quest, I may not get all of the maps because I have to waste a lot of keys to get them. So, I don't know. I mean, it's not like you can't find out what the maps look like on the internet, really. Now, if this was the only Let's Play in the world of this game, then yes, I'd show all of that off, but it's not, so, you know. I've always wondered about the pronunciation of these guys, if it's Gorias or Gorias. And for some strange reason, when I first read the manual, I read it wrong and I thought they were called Glorias. So, I don't know where I got that from. Maybe that's why I call it Gorias. Goria, I don't know. That's definitely a rope, though, what we just defeated, not a rope. I guess that's if you want to be fancy. I say, let's put some ropes and eat a little bit of escargot. I don't know what I just said. I'm in a good mood, so that's good. I like the sprite slowdown that happens. There are too many ropes on the screen. Or dark nuts. It's hard to believe. Well, it's not really hard to believe, but it's kind of interesting to note that the entire power of a Nintendo Entertainment System could be put on a smartphone back in 2006, 2007, because I remember somebody doing that. Now, to me, it wouldn't have been the same, because you don't have the same controls. If you don't have, like, an external controller, it's not the same. I can't play, even on an emulator, I cannot play the Nintendo or the Super Nintendo without an external controller of some kind. I can't play with a keyboard. I just can't do it. I don't want to do it that way. Anyways, that wraps up level 2. We took care of the Dodongos. Probably wasn't the most efficient way to take care of them, but they're done. So no worries. Now, can you guess where we're about to head? Now, to complete level 8, we're going to need the bow and arrow, obviously. And I got kind of cornered in here, and this can kind of happen, and I wanted to show it off. More often than not, if you head this way, the moblins will spawn there because they usually spawn on the edge of a map. And there's only one location they can spawn there. Some enemies will spawn in the middle of a map, some enemies will spawn on the edge of the map, and I think it depends on which map you actually go into. Like you just saw there, moblins were actually spawning in the middle of the map. And I'm not sure if that's, well, actually I think what's going on there is that sometimes enemies are programmed to spawn at random sections within a map, and sometimes random sections on the edge of a map. But I'm not sure what controls that, if that's randomized or what. I'm sure I could probably figure that out eventually, but it's really not that interesting to me at this point. It might be later. Anyways, there's a heart there, heart container. And you know, by the way, if I pose some sort of a riddle or question or what have you, and I don't solve it, I mean, feel free to pull out the Nintendo or an emulator and solve it on your own, you know? And let me know what results you get, because I'm very curious. I can't explore all possibilities, but I'll try. I'll try. And of course, we're going to get the arrow. So, what do you think we're going to get next? Let's play a prediction game. Had some serious sprite slowdown there, didn't I? But I gotta hand it to the developers of this game that they did a really good job of mixing the enemies up in each area. Like, there was a little bit of rhyme and reason to it, you know, with Moblins and the Octoroks and the Tektites usually by themselves. Well, sometimes. And then you get a swarm of P-Hats every now and then. I tell you what, they really did change the P-Hats in Ocarina of Time. Those things scared the shit out of me. You know what I'm talking about. In Ocarina of Time, you finally go out in the field, even with Epona, and these huge P-Hats are out there. And they're just massive. Yeah, you can probably guess where we're going now. And level 1. We might as well take care of it. We do need the bow. Especially for level 9. Well, I mean, other levels need it too, in terms of the Goma. But, yeah, it does help to have the arrow there. Now this and the second quest I'm going to go ahead and pre-record and then divide it up into Let's Play. But as far as the Mario series, not entirely sure how I'm going to do that just yet. Now, Super Mario 64... there's several ways I can do that, but I'm not really sure yet. But I did find a good way of recording it, so that's a plus. Now we get the bow. Now the shapes of the dungeons are actually... Well, I mean, I think in the manual it kind of talks about each level. Like this one's the eagle because it looks like an eagle. Level 7's a demon because it looks like a demon. 5 is a lizard. 4 is a snake. 3 is a manji. 2 is the moon. You know. 8 is the lion. I'm trying to think if I forgot any. Of course, Death Mountain is level 9. But it actually kind of looks like the map is actually kind of shaped like that animal. Except in the second quest, well, you'll see that. It actually spells out something. And I'll figure out something, because I still don't know if I want to get all the maps, because I'd rather just hoard all the keys, because it'll make life a lot easier. But we'll figure something out. I decided to use the bow on him. Why not? And that wraps up the first level. So what level are we going to go to next? We've got the bow, we've got the ladder, we've got the raft. We have the boomerang, but we're not going to use it. So what level do we want to head to next? Well, You'll see. And notice the number of heart containers that we have right now is actually getting close to a very magic number. And of course, which one are we going to take? So now we have 14 heart containers. Where do you think we're going to head now? Can you guess? Those of you who have played this game before pretty much know where I'm heading now. And the one interesting thing about this is the overworld does seem pretty large, but it's really not that big. It doesn't take that long to cross from one side to the other, really. Maybe a couple minutes, really. Also, don't forget the power bracelet here. Just a FYI, one of the later levels, I think I actually get a little bit lost around here. Don't ask me why. My memory is odd. Sometimes I have like a completely photographic memory and I can't ever forget anything. And then sometimes I just completely forget everything. It's like my memory is full of holes, but the memory that does work, it's like flawless. I don't know. So it's kind of weird when I tell people, like, I can't remember something, and at the same time I can remember something else almost perfectly. So they don't believe me a lot of times when I say I honestly can't remember. And that can be really annoying. Now that we got the Master Sword, I don't know why I went back there again. It's time to tackle a level that we really didn't tackle earlier. And that is level 8. And level 8 is... it's a bear. I'd say it's definitely a bear. Hearing dogs barking outside. Anyway, so with the Master Sword, I think it's a Manji. Yeah, the Manji's not too difficult. The plant monster. Whatever you want to call it. And then we have the Dark Nuts over here. Those aren't too bad. Although, in this room, you do have to deal with the fireballs coming at you, and I obviously don't have a magic shield, so I'm having to avoid it. This was making my hands sweat. Believe it or not, if you have an emulator and ever want to slow that section down, it actually becomes very easy. Although you still need to use save states somewhat, because you can get into a corner. You can get painted into a corner a lot. Really hoping this dog barking outside doesn't get picked up on the commentary, but who knows. Now we get to deal with the blue Goma before we got to deal with the regular Goma. And the blue Goma is going to take a few more hits. I thought it was kind of interesting. I think I mentioned this in the last episode. It would be interesting if there was a way to get this silver arrow and try to use a silver arrow against all the boss enemies. Just like I thought it'd be kind of interesting to use the level 4 the golden sword against all of the boss enemies in A Link to the Past. But oh well. There's something I'm going to be doing similar to that, or at least trying to do something similar to that in Super Metroid. My Let's Play of Super Metroid, which is ongoing right now if you want to check it out on my channel. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Also, random fact that I'm sure every Let's Player has told you about, but the Pole's voices, in one of these dungeons, there's actually an old man that says the Pole's voices are afraid of loud noise, and I think the original Famicom controller had a microphone in it. And you could yell into the microphone, and the Pole's voices would sometimes, I think, be vanquished by them. I don't know. I'd really like to see somebody test that before somebody actually says that's true. That's what I heard. So who knows if it's a rumor or not, but... And I'm pretty sure every Let's Player has covered that before in this game. It may be apocryphal at this point. I don't know. But surely someone out there will find out and they'll say, hey, this is a blah blah blah, and this is a blah blah, this isn't true, and I'll show you why it's not true, and here's an original Famicom. But anyways, we got the magic key. That's useful. This will make sure that we don't need to collect keys anymore. Although, if we see a key, we might pick it up. Listen to that fairy music again the next time you hear it. It's actually a scale, just a diatonic scale. If you slow it down, it's kind of interesting how these sounds are actually, they constitute other sounds. Well, you know what I mean. And we've got something yelling at us. This is close to a boss room. We don't have the compass, so at least we have this noise. And I like this, that this level actually tricks you into thinking that the boss room is over to the left when it's not. Why not grab a key, you know? It's really not, because if you go to the left, guess what? They wouldn't be giving you they wouldn't be giving you a boss room with the lights out like this. Well, I don't think they would. I wouldn't put it past them. Well, at least for the second quest. But anyways, what we gotta do is we gotta go north and bomb the wall. And in here we find the dreaded four-headed Kleok. It's really not that bad, but I do not have a blue ring, so I'm gonna really just go to town on it, face tank it. That's all that you really need to do. And that takes care of this level, and also this takes care of this episode, so thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.